Week 2 in the Always Sunny in Sayreville League was a crazy one. It was a crazy week in football in general. Like 85% of the population got knocked out of their eliminator pools this week by the New Orleans Saints. If it wasn't the Saints, it was the Dolphins. If it wasn't the Dolphins, it was the Baltimore Ravens. But you probably got knocked out of your eliminator. If you didn't, good on you, bro. Injuries this week. Big one. Tony Romo broke his collarbone. Drew Brees, there's something going on with his shoulder, but they're being very coy about that. Matt Stafford, I think, had something going on. Eddie Lacy, Tevin Coleman. So the injuries are starting to pile up in the Always Sunny in Sayreville League. So the waiver wire is going to be hot from now probably for the rest of the season. Okay, like I mentioned before, this was a crazy week in the Always Sunny in Sayreville League. 4 out of our 5 games were complete blowouts. There was one close game. We'll get to that in a minute. But we had a few pretty generous point spreads in Week 2 of the Always Sunny League. We're talking margins of 36.3, 37.7, 61.3. 61.3, by the way, not the worst of the week. It was good enough for honorable mention for Goat of the Week. The Golden Showers got beat by 61.3 points. They only scored 68.8 points in their game. They got knocked out of both of their eliminator pools. I know because I'm his partner. And he also lost in the other league that we're in together by 0.04 of a point. The Giants lost, and he's 0-2 and heading into a more or less must-win game in Week 3 of the season. Good enough for honorable mention for the GOAT. It was a crazy week. Okay, so the largest margin of victory for the week goes to... No, I'm sorry. Let me start this over again. The largest margin of defeat for the week goes to your boy, Toddler Fight Club. Losing his game by 87 points. 87 points, 146.3 to 59.3. 59 points, 59.3 points to be exact, the 5th lowest score in Always Sunny in Sayreville League history. Now, this may come as a shock to a lot of people, Toddler Fight Club more than likely one of them, that he would even be on this list. But, any given week. It could be you, guys. It could be you. Toddler Fight Club only had one player scoring in double digits. That was Demaryius Thomas, who put up a 19.6. But Colby Fleener gave you a 0. The Dolphins defense gave you a -1. Keenan Allen puts up a 1.6 1 week after exploding onto the scene. And second-round pick Andrew Luck puts up an 8.4 in his Monday night matchup against the Jets, throwing 3 picks and losing 1 fumble. Falling to 0-2 for the first time in their franchise history, Toddler Fight Club is this week's GOAT. Now, for a quick reaction, we were able to get a very brief press conference with the owner of the Toddler Fight Club. That is Albert Pirro, as you know. He was kind enough to give us a few minutes, so we're going to go right to that interview right now. Albert, take it away.
It's Albert Pirro here from the Toddler Fight Club. I'm going to tell you, just like I told my team, this loss falls squarely on one man's shoulders, falls squarely on my shoulders. We all have to get better. My team has to get better, but it starts with me. I just got out-coached this week. Ortiz just out-coached me. The bootleg crab leg, taking it to me, taking us to the woodshed, and doing the thing. So, the thing that has to happen here is one thing and one thing only. Implosion from within. Right, we're going to blow this thing up. First thing I did, starting earlier today, I went ahead and fired the previous general manager who's been running things for me, and I'll be taking it over true Jerry Jones style as I run this thing my own way. So the first thing we do is put everybody on the block. I believe that the Gotham Rogues just lost their quarterback in Tony Romo. Not happy with having a hurt quarterback and a Dolphin quarterback? Well, Andrew Luck is up for bid, my friend. That's right. Demaryius Thomas, the first overall pick for for the Toddler Fight Club this year. Also up for grabs. You find somebody you like, make an offer. Just make it a real one, you punk bitches, because I'm still fucking coming. I'm still fucking coming for you. The first one we're coming for is Bobby fucking J. Because how was Bobby J 2-0? Congrats on that, by the way, Bobby. I'm glad you had a plan this year. You dropped 6 spots in the draft, and it's paying off so far. But they're coming to get you. Everybody's coming to get you. It's hard to be at the top. I've been there, my friend, and I'm on my way back. All right, boys. Hope to see you around. Let's make that December 6th thing work out as well. All right, be good.
All right, thank you very much, Albert. Takes a good man to come on after a crushing defeat like that. Thank you very much for taking a few minutes. And you heard it, guys. Fire sale at the Toddler Fight Club. So, bring a big bag and get in line early because we're making deals. All right, now we come to this week's hero. The game of the week was unquestionably the matchup between She Gave Me the Crabtrees and Shower Hug. Now, this was number 2's division battle between unbeaten teams, and it delivered the goods all day long. She Gave Me the Crabtrees beat Shower Hug 129.9 to 126.8. That's a 3.1 point margin if you're scoring at home, which I was. She Gave Me the Crabtrees was led by this week's high scorer, Larry Fitzgerald, who scored 37.2 points. Gronk put in 24.3 points. Brandon Marshall put in 23.1 points. And Aaron Rodgers put in 22.3 points for She Gave Me the Crabtrees. On the losing side, Julio Jones put up 26.5. Calvin Johnson put up 24.3. Carson Palmer put up 21.2. And Jordan Matthews put up 20 for Shower Hug. The problem was that running backs Frank Gore and Amir Abdullah only combined for 7.9 points for the Hug. That's not going to get it done. From the 1 o'clock games to the 4 o'clock games to the 8 o'clock game, all day Sunday the lead was going back and forth. It was very close. You had no idea what was going to happen. Going into Monday Night Football, Shower Hug was up by 15 points, and they had Frank Gore left to go. And on the other side, She Gave Me the Crabtrees had Brandon Marshall left to go. For most of the game, it was, really super close. Frank Gore couldn't really get anything going. And then right at the end of the game, or near the end of the game, Brandon Marshall catches that out pass and goes up the sideline and just bowls his way into the end zone for the touchdown. Now, if he gets stopped short of the goal line, pushed out of bounds, and doesn't score that touchdown right there, and then the Jets presumably run it in on the next play or whatever the case may be, that touchdown doesn't happen, Bobby J's win doesn't happen. That was the play of the game made by Brandon Marshall for the Jets. It was a bittersweet moment for me, watching the Jets move to 2-0 as the Shower Hug fell to 1-1. But Bobby J moves to 2-0 for the first time in his franchise history. And for that, She Gave Me the Crabtrees is this week's hero. That's 2 in a row. All right, guys, before we get to the key matchups, I just wanted to give everybody a look back. We kind of glossed over it because the season kind of picked up with such a bang. You got the keepers, you got the draft, and boom, it's right on top of us. But I thought you guys would like to see. I had a chance to sit down with Anthony and take a look at some pictures from the things that he did in the off season, and I thought you guys might like to take a look also. So let's sit back and enjoy the newest edition of Anthony Around the World. Okay, so a lot of people have been asking me, what's going on with Anthony? I know we saw him at the draft, but what did he do in the off season? We haven't seen any Anthony Around the World lately. So I figured I'd give you guys a little rundown of what he's been up to. At the end of last season, Anthony was hanging around with some people that I guess I would call unsavory characters. You can pick your friends, but you can't pick your friends' friends. Anyway, him and his new pals ended up getting in a little bit of trouble. so he needed to kind of like lay low for a little while. So he decided he was gonna go and spend some time with his family. No, not that family. Yeah, that family. And so, okay, he hung out with his family for a little while. Just kind of like rest and relax, spend some time with the kids. Hang out in your front yard swimming pool. And then he decided he'd go on a little bit of a sightseeing, soul-searching tour. He saw some, ancient castles and ruins and things like that, and took part in a Renaissance fair, which was a whole lot of fun. He got a chance to visit ancient Egypt with his grandparents, which is cool, and saw the Sphinx, so that was nice. And it was a really beautiful sunset, like unbelievably beautiful. And then that's where they say the problems started. So Anthony kind of fell in with a bad crowd once again while he was out on the road, and him and his new buddies started up trouble, rabble rousing throughout the town, and it just kind of got him off on the wrong foot. He spent some time on the street. He spent some time out on his own. So after he had spent some time dealing with the harsh realities of the world, Anthony set out on a search. He set out on a quest to find what was missing in his life, and eventually he found it. He found a group of ninjas who were willing to train him and teach him in all the martial arts that he would need so that he could return to the United States and make his mark on American Ninja Warrior. But on Anthony's big night, once again, right before the event, he fell in with some shady characters. And, I'm not saying he took a dive, but, you make the call. Alright, guys. Key matchups. There's 4 games this week that feature a 1-1 team. So you're either 2-0 and playing a 1-1 team, or 0-2 and playing a 1-1 team. But like in the long run, meh. Week 3's key matchup is the battle for the number 2's division. 2-0, She Gave Me the Crabtrees faces off against 2-0 Rusty Strombone. The winner of this game will be 3-0 and sit alone atop the number 2's division. Alright guys, that's it. Week 2 update over. Remember to set your lineups. Remember that December 6th is still a thing. We have gotten so far a total of 0 suggestions as to where we should hang out. So we're going to look to improve on that going forward. And I will see you next week where it's always sunny.